Just when you thought things couldn't get worse, a second snitching allegation on Young Thug has now surfaced. They're saying, okay, one of the detectives from First 48 said Young Thug gave him information about a murder in the back of his squad car. Young Thug and his team filed multiple motions to stop the detective from testifying. This says motion number 19 comes now. Mr. Jeffrey Williams, by and through undersigned counsel, and hereby files this motion in limine number 19 to prohibit the prosecution and all of its witnesses, including Detective Quinn, from announcing his wrongful belief that he met with Mr. Jeffrey Williams in the back of his police car concerning a murder case. In support of the motion, Mr. Williams shows as follows. Mr. Williams is innocent of any and all of the charges in the above referenced indictment. Based upon information and belief, the prosecution and some of its witnesses, including but not limited to Detective Quinn, may wrongly state that Mr. Jeffrey Williams was in the back of their police car at some point and gave information on a murder case. Same is untrue. However, same also places Mr. Williams' character in an issue by being in a locked police car and having information on a murder case. This evidence must be excluded because same is 1, not accurate, and 2, places Mr. Williams' character at issue, and 3, is irrelevant to the trial of the above referenced case. Supposedly, Mr. Williams was a very young man at the supposed time of this interaction of law enforcement. Now, okay, I want to give a little shout out to Whack 100, The Exposers, Prince, Lavish, and Ghost, okay? This has been going around, but they were the first people that put me onto this information, okay? And I was thinking at the start when this was going around on Reddit, is this fake? Is this fake? All right, people in the comments saying, yo, when it rains, it pours. I was wondering if this was fake, but The Exposers got me right. They said, nah, that's real paperwork. That's real paperwork. We got the whole paperwork here, all right? It's a real thing. It's a real thing. Now, a lot of the defenders of Thug, they're trying to say, and Thug himself, all right? Thug himself addressed this on Twitter. So yesterday, he addressed the allegations, the initial allegations of snitching on his Twitter. And he also addressed these new allegations. He's done hit with a second charge of snitching, all right? And he had to get his Twitter fingers fired up to address this, okay? And he even posted it. He even posted it himself. Now, look, okay? Here's Thug's super damage control, right? This is what he said yesterday in response to that initial video that I brought to your attention. They didn't play my interrogation video in court because I helped my brother. Where? And he said the DA kept objecting to letting it in. Facts. Thug wanted to introduce this interrogation tape. This is where the interrogation tape surfaced to begin with, because this was secret for damn near 8 years. It's my understanding that Thug's counsel wanted to introduce this interrogation tape to say, oh, look, this is him all the way back in 2015. He's denying that he's a member of the Bloods. He's saying YSL isn't a gang. It's consistent with what he's saying now. Accidentally, this ends up getting leaked, and people don't realize it for a couple of years. But he was trying to introduce this. He was clutching at straws, thinking that was going to help him. That telling from all the way back then, allegedly, was going to help him with his case now to show, you know what I'm saying, show that he's good. Now, he hit this one. This is some more misinformation, misdirection. Okay, somebody tweeted, we've been heard that footage and nothing Thug said can be misconstrued as snitching. Y'all are so gullible. It hurts to see this play out. Gunna fans so down bad about him flopping they had to reach for this nonsense. And this is an old post from Thugger Daily. It's a very selective. They picked one clip from the interrogation very selectively. All right. Notice how they didn't talk about him talking about Jimmy Winfrey carries Wayne's drugs and he breaks the law every day. They selectively picked one quote where he says that he's not a blood. And it's crazy that Thug's even tweeting this. He's retweeting this on his own page that Gunna fans are so down bad. Bro, the Thug fans are truly down bad. But he retweeted this selective moment from the interview, 16 seconds. All right. I want to talk about y'all are so gullible. This guy is so gullible it hurts. Okay. Because this doesn't prove anything other than there's 16 seconds of a 2-hour interrogation that exists.
All y'all are Bloods, right? Like Lil Wayne, you, Amber Man, all y'all. So, I mean, I just don't see why the beef makes sense, though.
Blood?
Yeah. Blood.
Man, that is...
That's what y'all say it on the song.
That is entertainment, man.
Y'all say it on the song. All y'all.
So this is the sort of thing that I think Thug wanted to be introduced at his trial to say, look, he's been saying he's not blood. It doesn't really prove anything, but he kept going, what now this one? And he had to face this one head on, all right? He tried to just be quiet about those initial allegations about the 2-hour tape. Didn't work. He had to respond. And now he's trying to get ahead of it. He posted this himself, all right? And he's saying some crazy stuff. Once more, misdirection. He says, this motion got filed because the detective lied and said I made a statement in the back of a police car. Stupid. That never happened. This isn't proof that that never happened. Just because this is a filing made by him. all right, to suppress the information saying that the detective is lying. And that doesn't prove anything, all right? Who has more of an incentive to lie? The man who's potentially facing 40 years in a RICO charge, or a detective who says that something happened? Now, I'm not saying this didn't happen. I'm not saying it did happen. But essentially, this is Thug pulling at straws in the trial, basically saying, yo, we cannot have this come out. This makes me look bad. And I feel like the detail here that's really interesting that a lot of people are overlooking, when he says this evidence must be excluded because it's not accurate, it places Mr. Williams' character at issue. But thirdly, it's irrelevant to the trial of the above referred case. That means that these alleged comments about a murder wasn't the Big Nut murder. Don't know what murder it was. We need to find out. But he was apparently, allegedly, according to the state and the detectives, despite Young Thug giving his word, nah, that's not what happened. Supposedly, Mr. Williams was very young at the time. Why does that matter? Again, it's just these kind of excuses like he was very young. I don't know why that matters, all right? But he's saying it's not true. He's saying the Detective Quinn may wrongly state that he was in the back of the police car and gave information on a murder case. He's trying to suppress this because it's about a different case. It's not a good look, man. But anyway, Young Thug, he kept crashing out. He'd been crashing out on Twitter all day long, man. So in addition to that, he said, stop trying to make me one of those boys. Death before dishonor this way, kids. It's desperate, all right? And so he went back and forth with Ralo, okay? And before I get to the Ralo tweets, I'm going to give you a little bit more context. Shout out to Remo, man, because he be doing some exceptional journalism on this situation. But Remo posted a throwback clip of Ralo basically saying that he had a long-running beef with Young Thug and that he shot at Young Thug every time he saw him outside. This is crazy.
So, with my boy Young Thug, it's kind of special to me because me and Young Thug, we was beefing. You know what I'm saying? We came up in the streets beefing with each other. You know, if you on this side and you on that side, of course you're gonna beef. You know what I'm saying? He was from the other side. And like, everywhere I seen him, I shot at him. I know.
He said he shot at him everywhere that he sees him, man. This is actually crazy. So look, they went back and forth on Twitter. All right, they went back and forth on Twitter. So look, Ralo made this post, all right? In response to Young Thug saying that he was a snitch, or sorry, Pee Wee Roscoe pointing out that Ralo was dragging Ralo into this. Ralo ain't have nothing to do with this initially, right? He said, well, bitch, I lied to the feds for real, and you still called Lil Baby and told him to cut me off because I wasn't right. So now you're going to have to go through what me and Gunna went through, and we waiting on that gospel album, twin. And Ralo, just for the sake of just being factual, okay? Man, technology sucks sometimes. Let me zoom into this somehow. Here we go. All right. So the whole point of this paperwork is basically to say that Ralo, all right, he lied to the police. It says from the information given by Davis was deemed to be chicanery. Now, if you don't know chicanery, he's spinning them, he weaving a narrative that's not true. This is what Thug's trying to say that he did, but he said what he said in that interview, okay? So this literally says, this is from the actual report of investigation, okay? It's saying that they believe that the statements made by Ralo were chicanery. The proffer remains unknown, all right? Both stash houses were discovered abandoned, okay? The facts set forth above show reasonable grounds do not exist to grant Davis information to be truthful. They didn't think his information was truthful. They said that the feds themselves, the cops themselves said outright, okay, we do not believe that what he said was true. Specifically, the information given did not help the U.S. to identify nor locate the individual mentioned in the illegal narcotics trafficking described above. The FBI lacks, through this investigation conducted, the statements that were given, the information obtained from Davis lacks credibility. Davis stated that his plug, aka drug supplier, was dead, which led him into trafficking marijuana. Okay. It says Davis refused to answer questions on or about April 17th, 2018, after being found in the cargo bay of the airplane with the product marijuana on board. So this basically says Ralo's statements was a load of cap, chicanery. Okay. And Young Thug clapped back. He replied to this. All right. He replied to this. He reposted Ralo's post. He said, see, the difference between me and you is one, your friend said you didn't lie. You actually told on real people. You said that somebody actually did something that they were arrested for. Well, like shooting up a tour bus that Ralo, the Pee Wee was arrested for, like that. I made an honest mistake. This is him admitting that he told. I made an honest mistake saying that we sold Lil Wayne weed to try and prove to the detectives that we wasn't beefing with him. He didn't say we. This is cap. This is misdirection. He said he. He's talking about Pee Wee Roscoe. He didn't say I. He didn't say we carry Wayne's drugs. He didn't say that. He didn't say they sold the Wayne weed. He didn't say any of this. This is a lie. Okay. See the difference? Well, you're a liar. And let's not forget, you told Fanny you would take the stand on me and Lucci in our case to get out of jail. Citation needed, young thug. We're going to need a citation because I don't know if any of that's true. He kept going. He added Ralo Famgoon. He said, I tried to free my mans. You tried to fry yours. That isn't true based on the paperwork that's been shared. All right? He is on Twitter crashing out, lying, spreading misinformation to try and cover up the fact that he has been exposed for talking to the police for 2 hours and being a hypocrite. Because if he thinks Gunner's a snitch, then he's a snitch too. That's been my stance the whole time. You can't have both. You can't have it the same way. All right, it is what it is. So Ralo been clapping back. Ralo done hit back a whole bunch of times, okay, and he's been pretty hilarious with it. Okay, he posted this. He said the difference is Ralo lied to the police. They told the truth, facts. All right. He goes on to say, what do you call a man that's always one, got another dude's money in his hand, and two, got another dude's piece in his mouth? A Pee-wee butt person. All right. We're going to clean this up and be very careful about what we say here. But he's going at Pee-wee and he's basically saying Pee-wee got another man's money in his hand. All right. He's inferring that Pee-wee got paid to say that. Okay. And he's even messaged Pee-wee in a direct DM and he shared this. Said, you ho. Where you at? Let's meet so I can show the world how much of a bitch you is. Matter of fact, you a side hoe. You ain't never been a main chick. Old click-to-click D-riding. That is actually very disrespectful. Okay? So, Ralo has been going crazy on Twitter himself, all right? Ralo has been putting a lot of stuff out there. In response to this tweet that I showed you earlier, I tried to free my mans, you tried to free yours. He clapped back, says, well, it doesn't look like you freed him to us, twin. Showed the mugshot. Showed Pee Wee Roscoe's article saying that he was trying to say that Birdman had something to do with it and this hilarious image, all right? Ralo had a whole lot to say over the last 48 hours, okay? He's had a whole bunch of things to say that were very interesting, all right? He's clapping back at a bunch of people, posted that Pee Wee Roscoe message, posting a whole bunch of stuff, okay? So he's ever since this came out, all right? Ever since he came out, he said, what's for me is for me and what's for the streets is for the streets. People make changes for what they want in life. When everyone went against you, I was with you. And when everyone went against me, you rode with them. I don't give a F what nobody say about you. If you riding with me, I'm riding for you and can't nobody turn me against you. I'm with you until the world blow. F the politics. Help me, help us. He said, God don't play about me. A lot of people have been saying this is some divine intervention. This is like cosmic karma after all of the smut that Thug put on Gunner's name. The karmic gods have come back to bite him in the backside, man. He said, I ain't gonna dookie on you like you dookied on me when everyone went against me. I'ma pray for you and hope we can get this thing back together. All right? He said, you know I ain't going. I don't even know why a F-boy would even try and play with me like that. Paint whatever picture you want of me and I'll help you hang that stuff up so I can show you how much I don't give a F. Said, good morning. I just want to tell that ugly fat bitch Jade she owed me and Gunner an apology for how she did us. That Big B won't be able to fit in them spider sweatsuits when I get done with how much stuff I'm finna talk. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday. This guy's hilarious, man. He got the thugs. He got the jokes. You know, he cracking the jokes. He's saying the big bouncer herself back promoting parties. You work in the door or the kitchen. Oh my gosh, right? Oh my gosh. He just went crazy with it, okay? We already saw that tweet. And here's what was really interesting. So Ralo clapped back, right? When Thug said, see, the difference between me and you is one, your friends said you didn't lie. You actually told on real people. You said that somebody actually did something they were arrested for. And I made an honest mistake saying that we sold Lil Wayne weed to try and prove the detectives we had nothing to do with it. Now, just like Young Thug got Pee Wee Roscoe up to task to basically ride for him, Ralo's doing the same thing. He got somebody from his case, all right? He said, clapped right back at Young Thug, hit him with the Uno reverse card and did exactly to him what he did to Pee-wee, with Pee-wee. He said, well, let's hear it out of my friend's mouth. Did I tell on him? I went federal. You went Fulton County. I never met Fannie Willis in my life. Show your proof like I'm showing mine. And for your information, I was one of the only dudes screaming free Lucci. You snake-ass dudes are the real reason Atlanta is broken. You thought you was John Gotti, but you just a street punk. Let's not forget Big Boo took care of your bum ass. Shout out to The Rock, raised on Cleveland crew. And here he is, man. So this is, I guess this is Ralo's co-defendant, basically stamping it that he did not tell on him.
This is all they could be doing. That's what I think. If you had my personal opinion, I think they done took all this shit that going on with their proffer, and just, since they don't know the answers to the proffer, they just, that's what they use. They just throwing shit together, like. And so it makes sense what you saying. That's the only thing, when you just said that, that's the only thing that can make sense. They taking that profit shit and throwing me in that as whoever that the people had been talking about. That's probably what they think. That's what
and then they keep, the dog food, and they call me Mr. Dog Food. So they like, okay, this nigga Ralo done got this man locked up for some dog food. That's what it got to be, Sean.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what they going out for. I'm laughing, but I'm getting what you say. I'm saying the same thing. That's all they can be getting it out for.
That's some weird ass shit.
So they ain't got no facts. Ain't nobody saying, oh, I got it, I can pull it up, or I got some paper, or Sean sent me some paperwork.
Man.
So Ralo clapped back, all right, and he continued talking, continued doing his tweet, and he reposted some other people's stuff. Said Pee Wee Roscoe did 10 years for Wayne's tour bus, then he got out, then they locked him up for the same charge again when the RICO hit. How the hell did you try and help free him? Lol. He said they cut low, and I'm gonna cut lower. That's on God. Who want it? Right? So Ralo also had other stuff to say in clips that were circulating on Instagram. Okay, this was just his ex rants, but he was going crazy on Instagram too. All right, so this was getting posted on Atlantology. He said Ralo wants to meet with Pee Wee and shoot the one-on-one fade for talking all of that stuff, man. It's actually crazy. It's actually crazy.
You gonna put me in this? I ain't got nothing to do with home. Nothing to do with home. I ain't even went up. Now keep that same energy that y'all did to everybody else to him. Talking about going online talking about, don't even say my name. I ain't said now one of y'all niggas ain't now time. Talking about, come on with the joke. Roscoe, where you at? Come outside, get out that house. Come outside, let's meet up. Let's meet up. Let's do like back in the days. Meet up. They ain't talking about nothing. Always getting online talking about another, man. I wasn't even saying that. I just made my little post telling niggas, hey, stick to your homeboy. Now you want to go online and say something about me. I ain't said nothing about you, home.
So Ralo had other posts on his Instagram too. All right, had this one. He said, I don't give a F what nobody say about you. If you ride it for me, I'm riding for you. And can't nobody turn me against you. I'm with you until the world blow. F the politics. Somebody got to stand on something. That's the real G code. That's what he said, man. Posted a video.
If I'm with you, it ain't nothing nobody can do or say to turn me against you. It's us versus them to the world blow. I don't give a damn what this shit come with. My mama, my own family, my sisters, my brothers can't even turn me against you. They ain't gotta respect you, but they ain't gonna disrespect you. Now, while I'm right there, hell no. I don't give a damn. I ain't around no new waves. I don't give a damn about no politics. There's no amount of money that can buy my motherfucking loyalty. I'm standing on that and I'm willing to die.
Now, I just want to point out something very interesting. Notice what his hat says. It says respect. Respect. Not respect, respect. This is a reference to Birdman. This is a hidden coded message, right? You remember when Birdman went to the Breakfast Club? He said, you better put some respect on my name. This a little reference to Birdman, a little coded message hidden there for Thug, man. I spot everything.
And if I'm in a room and somebody talking bad about you, if I don't walk out that motherfucker, it's my duty to check it. And if I fuck with somebody that you don't fuck with, it's my duty to come into some common ground with y'all and fix whatever problem y'all got. Send it to your mans. So fuck the politics, fuck the rap shit, fuck whatever. Hey, that.
So look, he kept it real, man. He said what he had to say, and then there's more, right? There's more, all right? And I got to give Ralo his flowers, man. He be fresh. He got fresh fits all day long, man. And he got the fam goon chain, got the pink fluffy hat. You know what I'm saying? The pinky ring, he looking fresh, man. But look, he commented here. He posted this video. He said, we always have to help the elders of our community, so I'm reaching out to ask y'all to help me start this old man, Mr. Roscoe, a GoFundMe account to raise money so he can continue his lying life of posting other people money and jewelry. We also got to get big baby Jade in the gym. Her clout chasing days are now over. She'll be back to being a bouncer at all the local bars and clubs in Atlanta. Thank you and God bless. Let's hear what he said.
Well. It's a sad day in Atlanta right now. We have an old homeless dude by the name of Roscoe who has lost his Section 8 apartment due to the fact he was found guilty of dick riding in the first degree. I no longer think that his sugar daddies will support his living arrangements due to the fact that the Department of Labor have cut off his unemployment check and he lost his disability benefits. And he do not qualify for any Social Security benefits because dick riding is not a real job in the state of Georgia. So I think that y'all should join me in efforts in helping him get a GoFundMe account so he can continue to live this false lie life on Instagram. And I also need you guys' help in influencing baby Jade to use Garner, amazing coach, to lose their weight because she will be back club bouncing every week in the club.
Oh my gosh, man. Oh my God. You got to give it. Hey, listen, you shouldn't have taken Ralo to war because this guy's got a sense of humor. Young Thug ain't got no sense of humor like this, okay? And Ralo's not just posting videos and tweeting, he also commenting. He covering all the ground, all right? When academics posted Pee Wee Roscoe saying Thug ain't do nothing wrong, Ralo commented, Roscoe a whole hoe. 305. Get your calculators out and work out what 305 means on the calculator, man. That is actually crazy. It's crazy. It's a bad look, all right? It's a bad look for everybody. It's wild, okay? And once again, the fans have been turning on Thug in his own subreddit, okay? His own fans are turning on him. They're not feeling him. They see what a hypocrite he is. They posted memes. They're saying Thug trying to find the next dude to call a snitch. He's snitching on snitches, all right? Some people are defending him, all right? Video a decade old, and everyone that ain't a child already knew about it. That's cap, because everybody done woke up and said, what the helly? Anyone that ain't a Gunna fan knows he didn't snitch. Roscoe said he didn't snitch. Roscoe's word don't count for nothing, unfortunately. Gunna fans scrambling for everything. That is kizzy cap. You gonna believe Roscoe or your own ears? Man, the call was coming from inside the house the whole time. So allegedly, Young Thug and his team are running around having posts about this taken down, man. Thug's team are removing posts about this situation. All right? They're saying it's time to rat to Mark Zuckerberg. But look, everybody has got their 2 cents on this. We saw Charleston White saying, I thought real gangsters just got in the interview room and said, I need to talk to my lawyer. But Charleston White has broken it down even further, all right? Charleston White has said the industry owes YFN Lucci an apology because Lucci is what Young Thug and Woody portrayed themselves to be. That's what he's saying. So he put a long post, said the hip-hop community and the streets are frauds. YFN Lucci and Shell Kel are what these dudes, Thug and Woody, had been portraying to be. So here's the breakdown of what led to the 2015 case and King Slime talking. It was already rumored on the streets that Shannon Stillwell, Woody, Yak, and Threat, Woody's best friend, did the hit on Donovan Thomas, aka Nut, and Thug ordered the hit and rented the car. The reason why they killed Nut is because someone shot the window out of Thug's car. Thug called Nut and said he wanted his car fixed. Nut said, dude, you're rich, get your own car fixed, and that's what started the war. Investigator T and Investigator G, along with the feds and Detective V, a white girl, were on Woody's case, especially with all of the murders and houses being shot up with the war between YSL and YFN. Woody comes down to clear his name and to find out what we know, and he basically breaks, gives us what we need, because he was tired of going back and forth to prison, because we kept on arresting him with guns and on probation violations, after we caught him with a machine gun in a backpack while playing basketball at a rec center in Mechanicsville. But he needed that gun because YSL left him hanging after the murders. But before that, both Woody and Threat shot up Rich Homie Quan's dad's house and his dad's barbershop in 2015, striking him in the leg. This happened after Rich called Thug homosexual whilst he was performing. And Thug could... Let me get the rest of this. All right, I found the whole post, and Charleston White got a bunch of other stuff speaking on this, so we'll get to that in a minute, okay? But before that, both Woody and Threat... Can you see this? Let me move me over here. All right. This happened after blah, blah, blah. Thug could have killed him, but he only wanted to send a message. Then the dispute between Thug and Wayne happened. Lil Wayne attempted to little boy Thug, and Thug wasn't going for it. Wayne was Thug's idol at one point. Thug told Wayne, dude, I'm a gangster, don't ever disrespect me. This is what led to Thug naming his album Barter 6 to take jabs at Wayne's Carter albums. And Lil Wayne and Birdman were going at it over money. They keep telling y'all, I'm the police, we the police. And he tagged everyone. I need to get my name on that list as well, man. So Charleston White posted again. He went back to back with posts, man, like Drake, back to back. All right. FBI agent words about Ralo, academic, say cheese, thugger, Lil Baby, Big Bank, big facts. All right. It says Gunna never snitched. He should have, but he didn't. And Ralo damn sure never snitched. I don't give a damn what paperwork they claim they got. Ralo has never snitched, and I investigated him ever since he was 14 years old. And Lucci never snitched. Even when YSL shot up his video shoot, he never snitched. That's what it says, okay? And then he posted listen, he says, this is the detective that cracked Woody's self-made, YSL Woody's case and made him start telling and cooperating. Every street dude in Atlanta knows of her. If your name came or across her desk, your criminal career stops in a short amount of time. She's a super cop who was targeted by YSL attorneys to defame her and assassinate her character, is an upstanding officer in order to assist the defense of Young Thug. But every last one of them dudes from Lil Baby to Pee Wee Roscoe know how relentless and diligent she is when it comes to solving crimes and making good arrests. Had she been put on the stand, the outcome of the YSL trial would have been different. That's what he says. He says, I've been telling y'all I'm connected to the police and FBI. Words from the FBI detectives. So this is just a little snippet, but it says, this is what led to Thug naming his album Barter 6 to take jabs at Wayne Carter and Lil Wayne. They were going at it over money. This is what was in the other thing. Words from FBI detectives. Then Lil Wayne tour bus got shut up. Investigators saw Pee Wee Roscoe with a gun, and Atlanta police escorted Lil Wayne tour bus to the Cobb County line. They then headed back to Atlanta, and that's when Pee Wee shot up the tour bus. So in that interrogation video, that was the first time the feds arrested Thug on minor charges, and they got his phone. It took about 3 years to break that phone password. They were supposed to give it back to him, but they didn't, and that's what caused evidence to be suppressed. And that's why it wasn't used in the YSL RICO, because Thug and Brian Steele fought hard to get that evidence tossed, along with that video. So that's why it wasn't used in court, all the evidence in that phone, fruits of a poisonous tree. But that phone had all kinds of evidence in it, and from what I heard, after that tour bus was shot up, Roscoe called Thug and Thug called Birdman. They didn't want to kill Wayne, they only wanted to send a message, but the feds broke Thug into mentioning both Birdman and Roscoe from what you see in that video, because Thug knew what was inside his phone. Wow. Wow, so they're saying that's why Thug was doing all that talking, because he knew that they had his phone. All right? And Charleston White made a very good point here. He said, everybody going back and forth is on probation. Don't let that go over your head. Okay.